This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Thursday, August the 22nd. I'm Michael Groff. Another day with some active weather across parts of the state today, but we're in kind of a transitional period here with southwesterly flow increasing, and that's going to usher in much drier air. The monsoon moisture going to get pushed out of here just in time for the weekend. Now, unfortunately, that means no shower or storm activity all weekend and into at least Monday or so of next week. The only good news is that overnight low temperatures will dip quite a bit with that drier air in here, especially away from the urban core. We'll see many spots getting down into the 70s. Even afternoon high temperatures won't be too terribly bad, generally pretty close to, if not ever so slightly above average. I know we're still sizzling hot, but kind of normal hot, if you will, for this time of year. All right, what about the weather for next week? There is quite a bit of forecast uncertainty. We will talk about that and everything else going on, too, as we dive on in. First, here's that almanac from yesterday. 105 degrees was the afternoon high, and that occurred just after noon because then some rain-cooled air pushed in from the south. We had lots of showers and storms across Pima, southern Maricopa, and Pinal counties yesterday. Now, unfortunately, those storms didn't make it in here, but that rain-cooled air sure did, and by early to mid-afternoon, temperatures dropped about 10 to 15 degrees across south central Arizona, including Phoenix. In fact, by 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon at Sky Harbor, it was just down to 91 degrees. The low temperature of 90, that occurred at 6:45 a.m. 105 and 83 are the averages. Now, unfortunately, with that rain-cooled air, it meant the atmosphere got stabilized quite a bit. Cooler air, less shallower lapse rates. Nothing for those storms that were coming in from southeast Arizona to feed on. They just ran into that cooler air and sort of fell apart. So we didn't get any storms in here last night. Now, early in the morning, we had a trace of rain officially at Sky Harbor. Outside now, just before 11 o'clock, mostly sunny sky, 99 degrees officially, dew points at 65, so it's still muggy out there. 33% the humidity, a light wind, the barometer is falling. The upper level weather pattern across the nation right now, high pressure remains off to the east of us. We've got a fairly deep low that's along the Pacific Northwest coast. And that low is going to become the more dominant feature for us, believe it or not, over the next 24 hours and continuing into the weekend with southwesterly flow and much drier air coming into Arizona. We're already seeing that just off to the west of us over Southern California, Southern Nevada, dew points well down into the 20s and 30s. And that drier air will push in here eventually. But before it does, we do at least have a chance at some storms today. The watch warning map still heat a concern for the southern plain states, Texas and Oklahoma, and north of Arizona. It's mainly about fire weather conditions, red flag warnings, fire weather watches, all of that. Nevada, Utah, Idaho, some of the adjacent states. Obviously, with this cooler air coming in with that low, that's good news, but unfortunately, it's fairly dry, lots of wind, and with lower humidity, that just spells higher fire danger, so be aware of that. The convective outlook for today, risks of severe storms across parts of Colorado, some of the adjacent states, and here in Arizona, the northwestern corner of the state in that level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Again, with that trough sitting just to the north and west of us, before the drier air comes in, there's quite a bit of dynamics with that feature and some diffluence aloft, so yeah, any storms that pop up there could pack a punch with some gusty winds. Even here, away from that marginal risk, there is that small chance of any storm popping up to become locally severe, just not organized severe weather expected here across the rest of the state today. The rainfall outlook valid through Thursday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, not much. Statewide, generally at or under 1/2 inch, although an isolated spot could always see more than that. Your amount will vary. You know how it works during the monsoon. Let's get into the details of this forecast right now. To do that, we explore the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run, and it's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Anomalously strong trough along the Pacific Northwest coast, ridging to the east, Arizona between those features, and a southwesterly flow is developing, and that's going to eventually start to dry us out. But what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, partly cloudy sky, and scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop over the higher terrain of northern and eastern Arizona. That southwest flow will provide the orographic lift, and there's still plenty of surface moisture, so storms will pop up there. South central Arizona, the forecast a little bit tricky. Since the flow is south-southwesterly, we will not see storms coming off the mountains into the lower deserts. Instead, we'll have to hope for some storms to pop up to the southwest of us across Yuma and southwest Maricopa County or western Pima County and move on up our way. And I'm sure a few of those will occur today. We actually saw a brief cell pop up earlier this morning and move from Buckeye up into about the Surprise area. But unfortunately, we do not expect widespread storm coverage. Only about a 20% chance we'll get some storms. Now, where they do occur for us, yes, they could put out gusty winds, brief heavy rain, lightning, maybe some blowing dust as well. But for the most part, yeah, that chance is relatively small for the rest of the day today. Kind of a transition day. High temperatures, yeah, only about 102 to 106. Now for tonight, again, widely scattered evening showers and thunderstorms, otherwise becoming mostly clear with lows generally in the upper 70s to mid 80s. And then tomorrow, it's going to start to feel different around here with that southwesterly flow. Sunny, drier. The humidity levels will start to come down. High temperatures should top out again somewhere in the 100 to 106 range over the lower deserts. And that's pretty much going to be the forecast for this weekend. Saturday morning, you'll be waking up to lows in the 70s in many spots, low 80s, likely in the urban core at least, though. High temperatures should top out. Again, same thing, 100 to 106 over the lower deserts. And a few storms are still going to be possible over the eastern parts of the state, maybe. But more than likely across New Mexico, Colorado, and points to the east, as the moisture should be shunted away. And it's basically the same story on Sunday, same story on Monday. Dry conditions. Temps might warm up a couple of degrees by Monday. Highs around 104 to 108. We don't see any 110s in the forecast for the next 10 days, although we'll be relatively close on a few days, so we can't completely rule out the 110-degree temperatures. But it sure looks like we're not going to see any major heat waves coming back in here. Now, as we get to Tuesday, the forecast becomes a little bit more murky. All right, our big trough over the Pacific Northwest is gone. It's moved eastward over the weekend and early next week into the Intermountain West and the Plain States. And the ridge is going to try to build back in here, and some moisture is shown to return to south central Arizona. So widely scattered afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms will be possible. Kind of a low-grade monsoon forecast during that time. And highs will still probably be in about the 102 to 107 bracket or so, give or take. By Wednesday, the upper heights may come down a little bit, and an afternoon shower storm can't be completely ruled out, but they'll be isolated in nature. High temperatures around 100 to 104. So we'll be closer to seasonal averages here. Went out to a week from today. This is Thursday, the 29th. And again, high pressure is here, but it's not particularly strong. So temperatures will be fairly close to seasonal averages, a degree or two above or below those values on any given day here. And widely scattered afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms will be possible. Going out 10 days, this is Saturday the 31st, the last day of meteorological summer. That sounds glorious, but of course, as we all know, just because the calendar switches to September doesn't mean it magically gets cooler around here. Okay, interestingly enough, we got a pretty broad ridge here across the west, nosing well on up into Canada. 588 ridge centered actually across Montana and Idaho. We're on the southern side of that easterly flow, so at least widely scattered afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms would be possible in that configuration, unusual though it may be, especially for the end of August. We'll take it. Upper heights at 588 means that temperatures won't be ridiculous. They'll still be hot because, of course, it's hot in late August in Phoenix, but not unbearably so and not even really unusually so. I'd say highs would be somewhere between about 99 to 105 if this works out. And again, that daily chance of showers and storms would still be with us, albeit not necessarily widespread, just kind of a low-grade monsoon forecast. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble out through the 5th of September. Not looking overly exciting here, folks. The ensemble mean is about a half an inch, but the GFS ensemble has really overdone this all summer. It has been the bad model, so to speak, or the bad ensemble. The European ensemble, about 1/10 of an inch. And that's been the more realistic number, although the spread on the European has been kind of interesting lately. Temperatures off the national blend of models. You know what you don't see on here? You don't see a 110. That doesn't mean we won't see 110 for the next 10 days, and that doesn't mean we're done with the 110-degree days for the season. I know someone's going to ask. No, I don't think we're done with 110-degree temperatures, but this is an encouraging sign that I think they are quite limited this point going forward. Probably only a few more days left. And I hope so, because we're sitting at 51 days so far this year with a high temperature at or above 110, only 4 away from tying the all-time record. Will we get there? I still think probably, but yeah, we'll see how the weather pattern starts to shape out here as we go into next week. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube, make those monetary contributions, or you can donate directly to us via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the PayPal address. That is groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, check her out. Check out everything Michelle related. It is all linked up down in the description. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. And of course, you're going to also want to check out our streaming station, available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun with that. So another thing that we do here, we're a multimedia conglomerate. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support, it is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there, and have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Thursday.